business from it will win the day. Set in mind and fill that up. Cool. Every man and their dog has a website these days, and some of their websites look like dogs. Go there. Very few of them actually work, and a website should create a real business, attract new customers, and increase the profit of the already existing businesses. Very few business owners realise the potential that the internet has to transform the way we do business and to take our businesses to a whole new level of success. So I'm really excited.
Yay. I'm excited. It's great to be here yesterday and get to know you all a little bit. Because, as a speaker, sometimes it's better if you don't know me too well. Don't look behind my secrets too much. Anyway, today is going to be very exciting because the website is where it all happens, right? Like, websites are the most important thing in your business today. That's my credo. And you would probably say, well, then she would say that because her business is a web design company. But that's thinking the wrong way around. My business is a web design company because that's the most important thing for anybody's business today. I have chosen my business. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I'm not selling websites because I like to sell websites. I sell websites because that's where your business should happen these days. Okay?
Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
This is Victoria. I know it was a nightmare this morning. It wasn't there yesterday. Sorry, Victoria, Suzette come in place of Victoria for yesterday. So can we just probably take a minute?
Oh, sorry, everybody.
No. You have not started.
I haven't even started.
It's fine. Do you just want to maybe introduce yourself and
hi.
tell us about your business?
My name is Victoria, and I've got a fashion agency. I import 15 brands out of Amsterdam and New Zealand, and I have a needy 20-year-old son, obviously.
And she likes
Sorry.
No, that's fine.
So, and that's what I do. So that's it. I've been in the rag trade all my life. I love it.
Is that how you know Suzette?
Yeah, she originally started in the rag trade and then went off to be a shooter.
Yeah.
And she'd appreciate that. So, So we've remained long lost friends ever since, so it's been wonderful. We have a great friendship. And I had a strategy meeting the week before and then they changed it to yesterday, hence why I couldn't come. So that's what I do.
So you have is it a retail store?
No,
or
I sell to retailers and I
Awesome.
help them with their businesses. I do a lot of work. I do a lot of consultant work between designers and retailers and manufacturers and importers and all that sort of stuff. So yes, that's what I do.
Awesome. Thank you.
Pardon? Agent. Yeah, but I do consulting. I've been doing it so long now that people come to me to consult them as well. So yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, that's fine. I haven't even started yet. So the website is where it all happens. The website is your bit of online real estate. Okay, that's where you get to express yourself, your business, your point of view, whatever you want to express. That's where it happens on your website. Okay, and social media is a great place to bring in more visitors to your website, but you don't own that. Yeah, you always have to remember social media. I love social media. I love Facebook. I'm not a big Twitter or LinkedIn person. I'm a total Facebook girl. I love it. It makes me a lot of money, but I don't own it. And Facebook giveth and Facebook taketh away. If you breach their rules, they will pull you down. It's your website that you own, where you can do pretty much whatever you please, express yourself, sell your stuff, make your own rules, set your own security, your own safety, everything is yours on there. And that's why it is your most important tool in your business right now. And that's why I'm so excited about it. Okay? So before we get started with the real stuff, I do want to tell you a little bit of my story because it does illustrate what websites mean to me. So 3 steps to a website that sells. My business is called Web Design That Sells, as you already know. And the reason why I'm here today, the story goes far back, but I'm actually a vet. So I grew up a veterinary surgeon. My father's a vet. I lived it, breathed it for 35 years of my life. I was it. Yes, I was it. I was animals. Yeah, my father used to take me out when I was little, so that was my whole life. The thing about vets is, and many people think, oh, vets just make a lot of money and stuff, but the thing about vets is that they work all the time. And that's what my father used to do. And when I say all the time, I mean all the time. People used to ring our doorbell at 3 o'clock in the morning, and not just occasionally, and come with their sick animals and present them to us in our home. Okay, so that it was, like I said, it was our life, you know, and he worked all the time. So what did I do? Clever me. I grew up to be a vet. I studied for 7 years, and then I was in practice for 7 years as well, and I worked in England. And then I got married, and I wanted to have children. And suddenly it occurred to me that this life around these animals wasn't enough. And I didn't actually want to work all the time because I didn't want to spend the time away from my children. Well, to cut a long story short, my husband actually brought us out to Australia when my son was 2. And my daughter was in here, and within 6 weeks of arriving in Australia, I gave birth to my daughter. And that was a challenge on its own. But also, I knew already that when we left, that I wasn't going to be able to work here because I did my degree in Germany. So I knew I wasn't going to work here. And for the first 2 years I was really happy, and then I thought we'd go home, you know. But no, my husband decided no. And that's when things became interesting. Yeah? I mean, it was a massive challenge, you can already tell, but it's completely changed my life because there was this moment, and we all have these moments in our lives when we know, here, that's the cutoff. You know, the fork in the road. Sometimes we recognize it and we know it's coming. Sometimes we look back 10 years later and think, oh, back then, when I did that, you know? That moment can be when you meet that person that you want to spend the rest of your life with, or having children, or whatever that is, maybe even losing your job. For me, that was my moment. I hope this date doesn't ring any bells. We spoke about it yesterday. The fires. Next Saturday. We were there, me and my husband, in Marysville on the day. Okay? And that, we got this close. It was the most horrific experience of my life, and from that day onwards, I don't want to tell you too much about it because you can already tell. I get quite emotional about it because I can still remember that wall of flame coming down that hill, that picture that was in every newspaper afterwards. We were at the bottom of that hill watching it come down. And we had to spend the night in there as well, so I really didn't think I would live to see the next day. Anyway, when we drove out of there, through this eerie, horrible, green-orange, not even daylight type thing, when we finally got out, it was like my life as I knew it was over. Yeah, and I always say it changed my life, but that's actually wrong. I changed my life after that. Because after that I knew I wasn't going to settle for anything anymore, ever again. I was going to have that designed life. Did you post that thing on Facebook with the morning I woke up to design my life, my success, whatever it is. And success to me is not money. Success to me is time. You know, when people say time is money, nah, money is time. I'm only interested in money and so far as it gives me the freedom to spend my time with who I like and the way I like. And one of the things that I like is being here in this room. So I love this kind of thing. That's what I live for. And basically, it took me another 3 years, as you can see, to even find what I wanted to do. But as I said, I wasn't going to settle anymore. I knew I wanted to have small businesses because I came from a family where it was a small business and my father worked all the time, and we were lucky that he was there. But a lot of people never see their parents. You know? And it's, for me, I'm passionate about building businesses that are efficient, That's a problem for small business owners. You know, a lot of small businesses don't make the money or spend the time in their business because they're not efficient. So it's about efficiency, it's about making more money and spending less time in your business. That's what I'm passionate about. But the fact that I'm doing websites, that came from wanting to help people build a better business. So websites is where it's at today. That's why I chose it. It didn't choose me. I chose it because that is where it all happens. Okay, I think we got it all. We got the message now. So in terms of giving back, some of you in this room probably know that I'm a part of B1G1, which is an organization which allows you to give back through your business. And this is an amazing organization, so I always mention it. If you're interested in giving back to the community through your business, just check out this website. It's also one of the best websites in the world. It's just an amazing website. So go check it out. So yeah, so that's what I do these days. That's when I do my pitch, that's what I get back. You know, I get thank you letters saying, oh my God, you know, you make such a difference, you've inspired me, I'm excited about my business again. So that's the kind of thing that I do. And it all happens on the net. But I mean, I'm preaching to the converted here. Because, you know, we are all already web savvy and we know where it's all at. So the internet is just the biggest thing that's ever happened in this world, full stop. I love it. It's just, I can talk about just that all day, about what difference it makes in people's lives, you know? I mean, it's only been around for about 20 years. I mean, it was, you know, in the 70s it was built, but, you know, it's really only started to have an impact on us for about 20 years, and look what it's done to us. I'm on the train yesterday. I'm the only person reading a book. Everybody's got a
Did you see
tablet.
that photo last week? I love that photo. It was on a New York subway, and it started off, a lady was on her Mac, someone was on their Kindle, one was on her iPhone, and yeah, the guy down the end was on his book. On his book, was reading a book, yeah.
It's mad. People do their shopping. You know, everything happens online.
Well, it's easier to hold this than a newspaper.
Yeah.
I know,
Yeah,
it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And that's what it's done. In just 20 years, it's changed the way we learn, we shop, we communicate, we socialize, everything. And especially the way we do business. And it's given us the freedom to run a business from anywhere that we like. I can run my business anywhere. That is just another story. So I'm basically built my business around websites. My business is only 18 months old, and I'm already in a position where I get most of my business off of Facebook, Skype. I do about 90% of my business from my computer, so pretty much I can do it from anywhere. And I know that not everybody in this room is in the same position, but this is another business owner, and she's just got a kids party business, so it's very much related to what a lot of people in this room do. And she started this business, and she came to me. She already had another website and stuff, but she came to me, we built this website, and within 8 weeks, she had a business that made money. Just because we built a website and did a Google ad campaign, which is something for you guys in the kids business. It's still really cheap to for clicks on Google ad campaigns. It's something that has to be part of your strategy, because you can make sales instantly with Google ads. This business did not exist before she met me. She's got a great business now, and within 8 weeks we had booked 8 parties. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so 97% of people, I mean, and that probably is different in your businesses, but for everyday businesses, brick and mortar businesses, they need to be aware that 97% of the people who come to you have already seen your website. Yeah, so you've got to be aware that 97% of consumers go online now before they shop. That's the number that is predicted that will be turned over online by 2015. That's $14 billion. That's not enough. No, that's not enough. That's just not enough. And that's the number of people who were on Facebook 4 weeks ago. I bet it's 900 million now, because every time I talk about this, and these are just some numbers, just so that, you know, that is how big this is. That's the amount of people you get to sell to through your website. So that's how important it is. Now let's look at the website. If you don't do it right, that's what happens. People won't find you, they won't hear about you, and they won't buy from you because they haven't known who you are. So there's 3 steps to make your website sell. But I'm going to talk about the 3 steps, but I'm only going to talk about some of the ways to get traffic to your website. So you've got to have the right website, you've got to get lots of people to your website, and then you've got to make the sale. 3 steps. Simple. Of course, every single step, I'm not telling you it's as simple as that, but it's as simple as 1, 2, 3, but every single step, of course, is really complex. The right website. The reason why the right website is so important is this. That doesn't work. That's fine, I can use my finger. So when you look at this image, that's your website. That's where you build your list and your conversion. That's all yours. So that's where you make the dollars, right? This is traffic. So to make any conversions, you've got to have traffic, right? The more traffic you have, the more likely you are to make a sale, right? The better your conversion rate, obviously, the more sales you make, but I'll talk to you about that a bit later. Now, the traffic comes basically from 4 different sources, and I'm just talking online sources right now. You can create traffic